We've heard now that the airport has won an injunction barring protesters from unlawful obstruction. What's the situation there now?
The situation right now is fairly calm. It's a bit of deja vu because we're here, of course, yesterday morning, and there was a smattering of protesters still left over from the previous day's large rally that ended up closing the airport. Of course, yesterday we had, just a swelling of a number of protesters yesterday that moved upstairs. And it's clear from this injunction and the moves that the Hong Kong Airport Authority were making that they do not want a repeat of yesterday. And that is these protesters in the designated area here. I'm going to step aside real quickly, and you can see it's not many protesters right now. A couple of dozen would probably be an optimistic assessment of the number of protesters right now. But it was a similar story yesterday, and the numbers grew and grew and grew yesterday afternoon until we had several thousand, and they went up the escalator and they blocked both of the north and south departure gates. People could not get to their flights, even if they were checked in, and there was chaos and there was some skirmishes. Police tried to come in and contain the crowd, but they were repelled as well. The authority, the airport authority now with this interim injunction is going to try and make sure that there is not a repeat performance of that. They want to keep the protesters within the designated areas, and they say we have received this interim injunction to restrain persons from unlawfully and willfully obstructing or interfering with the proper use of the Hong Kong International Airport. So that's where we stand right now, and that will be kind of the mandate that will dictate how this day will progress. We've talked to a few of the protesters who say we're aware of the injunction. We're going to wait until it is posted on the walls as required by law until we decide how to act on it.
Steve, President Trump sent a tweet saying that there were Chinese troops building up on the border in Shenzhen and saying that he hoped there would be calm. What do we know about any build-up of Chinese forces at this point?
Well, we don't know if Donald Trump's comments are indicative of new information from the intelligence agencies in the United States or whether it is just simply referring to what we've already known. And that comes from mainland state media showing a buildup of paramilitary, what looks like paramilitary soldiers and trucks and paraphernalia across the border. The situation is still the same right now. There is no indication that the Chinese are going to authorize the use of PLA soldiers to come in to quell this violence. The only thing that is different in the last couple of days is the terminology the mainland authorities have used, saying that this represents terrorism. That could be, or is being seen as, possible justification for the authorities in China to unleash their soldiers. But really, I must say to the international audience watching this, there's no indication that that is the case now or in the imminent future.